Well, good morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It is Tuesday here with Longshore McKnight on the program, presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Tuesday's kind of that, all right, we've gone over the weekend. Everybody's rant and rave, looking ahead to this weekend, but still can't get over the fact this weekend, early. That's the focus this week, early.
Let's see how big of a college football fan you are this weekend. You know, maybe you're just a football fan in the sense that you watch Auburn and nobody else, or you watch Alabama and everybody else is unworthy of your time. Sounds plausible.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, this is the weekend to see, oh, man, no, I'm a football fan. I can't wait. I'll watch all of them. Well, you're going to get a chance this week because Auburn plays at 11:45 this morning. Saturday morning. And if you're a Troy fan or an Alabama fan, you're already underway by that point.
Yeah.
Alabama gets underway at 11 against Wisconsin, ABC. Troy gets underway against Memphis in Troy at 11 on ESPNU. Auburn plays South Alabama at 11:30. That's the late game.
That is the late game. You're
so
right.
You'll be done 3 o'clock, maybe.
Yeah.
Auburn 2:30, just in time, and they do this by design to watch the 2:30 game, whatever that may be, and then 5 o'clock, and then if you're still game and your wife hadn't thrown you out of the house, you got an 8 o'clock game out there. So
all day.
We'll get to see how much of a college football fan you really are.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't recall Troy, Auburn, and Alabama all playing before 12 noon on the same day. That doesn't seem to be something that happens very often. You know, we used to complain about we called it the JP game. You did not want the JP game. Yeah. 11:35 maybe was the kick, I think.
Yep. Bob Neal, Tim Foley.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in college, first of all, at the University of Florida, that was just underway. Shows how old I am. That was just a thing. Jefferson Pilot says, we'll sponsor it, but we want our own time slot.
Yeah.
Is 11:30 okay? The SEC said, yeah, you pay for it. We'll play in the middle of the night and they, in the Walmart parking lot. But at the University of Florida at that time, it was artificial turf. And I mean the old artificial turf.
Yeah.
11:30 in the morning in Florida on artificial turf. It was 140 degrees out here. I used to, when I was in college, especially my first year, I was styling. I had a pair of spot built.
Yeah, I remember those.
Tennis shoes because OJ wore them. OJ had a commercial. I had some spot-built tennis shoes, and they were the ones that were specifically for artificial turf. They had the little nubs on the bottom of them. They weren't spikes, but they were little nubs on the bottom of them. I got out there on the Sunday after a home game, right in the afternoon. That was back when the fraternity I was pledging, the way they earned money was they got to clean out Florida Field.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. George Dickel evidently was a big supporter of Gator football. And we'd get out there and we'd throw the football around, and my spot builts melted.
Woo,
on that field. Yeah. I mean, not melted, but into a big, pool or puddle or anything like that. But they screwed up my nubs. That's hot, boys.
That is really hot. That is hot.
To be tackled on there and to have to put your hand on there and get up and everything. Jefferson Pilot games, they used to have people carting, the security used to have to cart people off, with the
drunk wagon. Yeah, we used to call that the drunk wagon at Legion Field.
Well, this was the heat stroke wagon.
They and that turf was, not the cushiony stuff now that you see when these guys make a cut and these black pellets come up. It wasn't like that turf. This turf was hard. It was kind of crispy, if you get my drift. Been out baking in that sun all summer, so had kind of a crispier texture to it than a flowing.
It crunched when you fell on it.
Yeah,
true.
It was tough. I had a pair of ponies. Remember those?
Nice. You must have saved up for those.
Yeah. Remember the spot builts? Never had any of those, but I did have some ponies that were popular. I think Alabama wore ponies one season when Ray Perkins
I think you're right.
was coach.
I think so.
But yeah, the JP game, you just freaked out. No, I don't want the JP game. Too dadgum early. Now we got a game that kicks off 35 minutes earlier than the JP game did back in the 80s. And that's at 11 a.m. That's when Alabama will kick off. I wonder, they kicked off at 11 last year up in Madison. I get that. The Big Ten plays a lot of early games. Why this one at 11? I know everybody's got to play a game early. They should have played La Mo early last week. I don't understand the scheduling. I know the TV networks have a lot to do with it, but was there not some window at 3:45 or 6:40 they could have put them on?
The 11 o'clock games, it's still, I'm not totally used to them. I mean, like we go on the air on the Troy Sports Media Network at 9 o'clock in the morning, meaning I got to get there about 6:30. I'm never going to get used to that. At least it's at home. There are, for instance, just to give you the scope of everything, there are 5 games that take place at 9 o'clock at night and later. Southern University is at Fresno State at 9. Minnesota at Cal at 9:30. Arizona State hosting Texas State at 9:30. Portland State and Hawaii at 11 o'clock. Central Time.
Yep.
So, I mean, literally, you can go from 11 in the morning and a game will kick off 12 hours later. That's the world of college football.
Yeah, that's a long day. And I know a lot of people take in as much of it as they can. Not a huge, I would have to admit, I do miss that late night Pac-12 game back when it was the Pac-12. That was always kind of a nice one to kind of wind the day up with. And those don't, now that they're part of the Big Ten now, they're kind of doing a little bit different stuff. I did hear you say Minnesota at Cal, but heck, Cal's not even in the Big Ten
they're in
or the Pac-12. I don't know why they're doing that so late, but I do kind of miss some of those. But 11 o'clock. One game, though, that does kind of there's a lot that grabbed my attention. We'll later in the week.
Not a bad week.
Why are people so down on Georgia? Heard a lot of talk about the Dogs yesterday. That point spread has dropped. It actually went up, and then now it's come down. Opened it to like 5.5. It went to like 6, and now it's down to 3.5. Georgia's played nobody, but people are complaining.
That's what Luganville was saying yesterday. Anybody catch that game against Austin Peay? There was a weather delay. I mean, Troy Clemson got stuck in that same lightning cluster or whatever. Georgia wins that game against Austin Peay 28-6. And they didn't do anything worthy.
Had to punt on their first 3 possessions.
Yeah.
Look, don't get caught up in that. I mean, if I was Kirby, I would be as vanilla as you could get against Marshall and Austin Peay. They go into Knoxville Saturday. Got Bama coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm not showing a thing. Oh, Georgia's reeling. They're no good. Quarterback stinks. Okay, that's just what they want you to think.
Two rationalizations against that point. Austin and Peay. Even if you run 5 plays, Georgia scored 1 touchdown every quarter. 7 points, they end up with 28. Austin Peay holds them to a touchdown a quarter. If I'm Austin Peay, I'm giving them a dang championship ring or something.
Barry, I call that a balanced attack. 7 points every quarter.
Can I once again reiterate Austin Peay? Not only can John not name where Austin Peay is or a single player on Austin Peay or where the campus is located, what conference they're in, whether there ever was a living, breathing human being named Austin Peay or anything like that. You're talking about the University of Georgia.
Yeah.
Hunker down, you silver britches, national championships.
Mm-hmm.
Now they go into Tennessee, 3.5-point favorite, and the line's dropping. The Moon makes a good point. Kirby loves it.
Yeah. And
Kirby says, all right,
Yeah.
now we got you right where we want you.
Where on the other side of the coin, you got a team like Alabama that puts up the most points they've put up since 1951. And everybody's going, oh, Bama's back. Caden Proctor's telling the head coach, man, we shut those people up. We playing tonight. Yeah. One of the worst teams in college football.
Maybe the
Bama's back. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see. I don't think Wisconsin's any world beater either. I think they beat Middle Tennessee. I know pretty bad last week, but Middle Tennessee's, I think, one of the worst teams.
They're not good.
In college football, too.
Former Auburn defensive coordinator Derek Mason ended up there. He's the head coach.
That's true. I think you'd probably rather be referred to former Vanderbilt head coach Derek Mason. He was at Auburn 1 year?
One year, and he couldn't handle Harsin. So yeah,
was he the first one to jump ship on Harsin?
I don't know that you'll call that jumping ship. I mean, he left. He didn't go to. I think he went to Oklahoma State.
I think you're right. Golly,
which John Note calls the Auburn of Oklahoma.
Has Greg Byrne dropped that series yet? What's he doing up there?
Yeah,
come on, Greg.
So that's the state. That's the state as we see it of college football. Georgia, Tennessee is the keystone game. That's ABC 2:30 in the afternoon.
Florida LSU. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that Florida has this resurgence and gets their act together. I think LSU's really good, and I think Florida's in trouble. That's going to be a good one. Looking forward to watching that one.
Two teams that garner enough oomph to get the. I guess NBC has the primetime game. Anyway, they get Notre Dame at home anytime they want.
Yeah,
but they get to set the time, right? I think so. Number 8, Notre Dame against Texas A&M. A&M's 2-0. Are they finally figuring things out at A&M?
What time's
That's
that game
the only reason. 6:30.
See, are you telling me that Notre Dame pushed Alabama out of that nighttime window up to an 11 a.m. kick? I mean,
who do they think they are?
Really, this makes no sense. I mean, when is the last time Alabama played a Power 4 non-conference game at 11 o'clock in the morning at home?
How?
They hadn't.
Have they fallen so far?
That has never happened under my watch. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I guess Notre Dame.
More like under his glare, but
yeah. I guess Notre Dame's, flexing their muscles on that one. That'll be a good one. They went into College Station and beat A&M last year, so got a little revenge working on that one.
Yeah.
And of course, Vanderbilt in a game at South Carolina. That I still can't believe Vanderbilt put 34 points on the board in the second half.
Second half on the road at a Power 4 school. We call this the Eddie Stivers Bowl coming up.
Yeah.
In case you're wondering about it, in case you're looking at that one with interest, South Carolina, a 5.5-point favorite. John, these teams are relatively even. I'm getting to the point where I'm buying into the legend of Diego Pavia. That dude's worth about 2.5, 3 points just by himself. He's
a player.
5.5 in that game. Pavia sees that. I don't know. I'm a big Carolina fan. South Carolina, number 11 in the country.
How about this one? Because Vandy comes to Tuscaloosa. 2 games after the Georgia game.
Okay.
No, excuse me. It is the game directly after Alabama plays Georgia. So could be, Bama goes to Athens, could be the same scene set up as last year. They beat Georgia, then play Vandy, fall flat. Auburn, on the other hand, as I've said with Alabama, when they face South Carolina, that is the last of a 5-game stretch where they go to Columbia. Auburn has a 5-game stretch, and their last game in that 5-game stretch is at Vanderbilt. Just saying. Whew. Vandy.
Is he just saying, or is he just later on claiming that he said it. And then you look at the tape and you think, I don't know that he said it. John says, of course I said it.
Sure.
Have I got to, read a statement? I, John Longshore, hereby tell you, he does that better than anybody.
It's kind of bit me on the other side too when I made the statement, like, man, I kind of like Oklahoma this week in their game, and then Monday they come back on, they get beat by 4 touchdowns. You said you loved Oklahoma last week.
Check the tape. I never said that. Yeah, that kind of a thing. Lots to get to today. Later on, the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel. I hope he has something about that interview that lady did where somebody asked her what she would do if she won the $1 billion Powerball. She says, well, the first thing I'd do is I'd give $70 million to the University of Alabama to buy out Kalen DeBoer. I don't like that guy.
Wow, man.
And the athletic director, she said, throw him in there too. The Tuscaloosa News article about the Phi Mu who's going into professional wrestling. John was totally not surprised. John's
not at all.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Things hadn't changed in 40 years.
That's all I'm saying. And a couple of other things out there as well. So we'll get to.
It wasn't Saban's daughter a Phi Mu and she beat somebody up?
Yeah. I don't know if he was a Phi Mu, but I remember she beat somebody up. This and her dad. We are underway. It is the Tuesday show. We mentioned the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel. That is after we talk to our man Brian Matthews, AuburnSports.com. Do a little recapping with him. Travis Ryer on YouTube, and Talking Tide and Second Helping and No Sleep Teal. We're going to get his thoughts as well.
If I'm not mistaken, Barry, I think Travis and the family were at Lambeau on Sunday, based on some photos I saw.
That's because his daughter now works for the Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah.
There you have it.
She gets around the profession. A girl's sharp. Well, all of them sharp. We'll get to him. We'll get to Brian. We'll get to some of your chats over there, which began an hour and a half before we got to the air. Woo!
Love it, fellas. Love it.
He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. Underway on the Tuesday show. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316.
Summer's here, and so too are its many challenges. Heat that won't quit, beers that won't fit, hammocks that won't hammock, screen doors that appear out of nowhere, flips that flop a little too much. That's why it's important to keep it simple. Keep it cool, keep them coming, and keep it easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry is an Alabama-based, family-owned and operated business that specializes in dry cleaning and laundry serving the river region since 1941. There are 12 convenient locations across the river region. Find one close to you or call 481-1911 for free pickup and delivery. For 83 years, Central Alabama has trusted Jim Massey's Cleaners and Laundry. You should too.
All right, here we are back at it about 20 minutes past the hour on this Tuesday. Make sure you check us out at Yellowhammer News and yellowhammernews.com. Video content that's right up about the show each and every afternoon. Also YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, Spotify, Apple iTunes, you name it. So many ways to check us out, whether you want to view us or listen to us or do both. We greatly appreciate it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We really, really appreciate that. It helps out a ton. Whew, look at Robbie. He's up going early today.
Yeah, a little bit from Bob from Pike Road. Love hearing what he's got to say on our River Region Straw chat line. Call or text Kenny at 669-5959 for all of your premium long needle pine straw needs. Bob says, it would not surprise me at all if Tennessee beats Georgia and Florida plays better and keeps it close with LSU. Maybe Florida, played it close to the vest against South Florida, although I hope not, because South Florida looked great against Boise State, and there were some play calling issues in that game. I'm with you on the first one for sure. Tennessee looks pretty good to me. Now, Robbie gets up. Robbie's become Captain Obvious. We need some new takes from Robbie. He says, Notre Dame and SEC TV contracts are separate.
Okay.
Thank you, Robbie. Yep. A reason why Alabama has to play at 11 a.m. is because the SEC is afraid to schedule LSU in a day game except once a year. Afraid to score. Why would they be?
Is afraid the right word?
LSU? Ooh, LSU. Better not make. Robbie, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says it has nothing to do with Notre Dame. The bigger issue is why Alabama, Auburn, and Troy are all playing at 11 a.m. on the same day. Why not?
Barry.
Now, he does redeem himself here by Robbie saying, happy late birthday to Barry's mama. Yeah, her birthday was on Sunday. Had a great day.
All right.
Guaranteed. She's watching us right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Sorry I'm a little late, Mrs. McKnight. Sorry about that, but happy birthday.
Okay.
I think I saw a picture of you two.
We're on, I always wish her a happy birthday because I'm so proud of her. Yep.
Awesome.
There you go.
Well, Barry, my feeling is Robbie, he can't not figure out, and if he had his way, you'd have, Auburn or Alabama or Troy. They play at 11, then the other play at 2:30, and the other play at 6:30. That's how it should be every Saturday in the mind of Robbie.
But it's not.
It's not going to be. It
can't happen that way.
No.
There are other teams and other schools. Yeah, Theotis. I'm not the greatest mimic, but have you ever? I'm all for Robbie. He wished my mama a happy birthday.
He did.
So, And John from Wetumpka, good morning. Hope mom had a great birthday. She did. The Jaguars won.
Yes,
fired up about that.
Believe.
Now, earlier today, just now.
Hey, Barry, since John from Wetumpka chimed in, I know we're going to get into this later. Do we have an attendance figure for last night's Braves game?
Braves did end up winning at home against the Cubs. We do not have a total on which fans wore which hats or anything like that.
Because I'm led to believe, Barry, that the attendance figures in Major League Baseball are just unbelievable. I mean, through the roof, astronomical. Can't get enough fans in there. That's what I'm led to believe.
Okay, weather, 75 degrees, partly cloudy, umpires, attendance.
Oh, yeah.
33,430. John,
come on. Place doesn't hold 33,000.
That is capacity.
On a Monday night, there must have been a ton of Cubs fans in town.
I knew it. By the way, Mom just texted. She says she is watching. I knew she was. Hey there,
yeah,
Mom.
Certainly.
Ty says this. Since we already gave the update on the Phi move from Alabama going into pro wrestling, and John's like, of course she is. What was the other one? Oh, yeah, the lady who was interviewed on TV. I think she was in Huntsville or something.
Oh, yeah.
What would she do if she won the $1 billion Powerball? She said, first thing I'd do is I'd send $70 million to Alabama so they can buy out Kalen DeBoer. I just don't like him. Since we get into that kind of sports, I figure we go with Ty. He said, I just saw on Bleacher Report that the Jags have traded Tank Bigsby, former Auburn running back, to the Eagles. Your thoughts, Barry? I was surprised. I thought Bigsby was going to be the guy that would challenge ETN for a starting job. He had a pretty good camp in the fall. Former Auburn running back. His only real problem, I thought, was that he kind of fumbled it a little bit too much.
He did.
For the Jags. But they end up trading him to the Eagles for a 5th round and a 6th round. Tank.
Yeah.
Just 2 draft picks, 5th round and later. I don't know. The Eagles are the world champions. I mean, they're the Super Bowl title winners, but they're not sitting around. They've made a couple of trades, to kind of
trying to win.
depth.
Win now. I hear you.
Forget about sitting around and just playing it safe. They traded for Sam Howell to back up Jalen. They traded for Bigsby to provide a season backup for Saquon Barkley. It's pretty good.
How about, speaking of exciting, the finish of that Monday night game, Bears had a pretty nice lead there in the second half, but couldn't hold on. Vikings win at 27-24. Bears do cover the spread, though, in that game.
Yeah.
3.5 point underdog, I believe.
That's 2 straight nights where the NFL has had a big lead dissipate in the final quarter, in the final couple of minutes. For some reason, the Ravens couldn't hold a 15-point lead in the final 4 minutes. They lose at Buffalo on Sunday night. And then last night, I think the Vikings were up 11. The Bears were up 11.
Yeah.
At home and just fell apart. Just lose their minds and end up losing the game. Vikings win at 27-24. Their quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, he's got a little gunslinger to him.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like the cut of his jib. He was really good late in his first career start.
Maybe it was just me. Maybe, it was my YouTube stream watching the game. Actually, I watched the Manning cast. I mean, I kind of like to hear what these
Did
guys
they have Randy Moss on there?
Well, the only part I think they did actually was one of the guests that they had on last night. But I was just watching a section where it was just Peyton and Eli.
Yeah.
And maybe it was just my stream, or maybe my picture wasn't as focused as it needed to be. But did anybody out there, did it look to them that maybe Eli had a few pops before they went on the air? I'm sitting there looking at him and thinking,
yeah, Eli has a few pops, so John's screen gets fuzzy.
And I'm
maybe
thinking,
it's because John's focus wasn't where it needed.
Maybe it could have been, but I'm thinking, man, Eli, I don't know. I don't know. It looks a little different tonight, but I wonder if anybody else picked up on that.
He did have a little zest for living his freshman year at Ole Miss.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the picture at ESPN.com and you go to the NFL page and you scroll down a little bit, there's a picture of him and Saquon Barkley. I mean, that picture right there's like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just me. I don't know.
Hey, we're trying to gain in a minute, we're going to gain the viewpoint from the Auburn side of things.
Yeah.
The viewpoint from the Alabama side of things, we'll check in with Travis Reier. But my thermometer for Bama fans is TighterInsider.com message boards. And BBA, I don't know what that means. Gravedigger, Lethal Weapon, Seattle, Bama Man, Bama Forever, Bama 2001, Bojangle Blues, some of those guys. I have no sources. My review of Saturday's game, mixed bag. This is BBA, who I do not know. Number one, we were mentally ready to play. He's under positives.
Huh.
That's a positive? Shouldn't that be like your absolute basic expectation?
Whew.
Positives, we put our pads on correctly. We didn't wear our shoulder pads backwards. I mean, mentally ready to play. We play hard and fast for the entire 60 minutes. The skill positions had a great game, very sharp. Again, Louisiana, Monroe. Negatives.
Yeah.
We have no dogs on defense.
Dogs. That's something Saban came up with. You
we don't have a
single
dog player that the other team says, that blah, 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 you got to account for him on every play.
I agree.
The other negative, the line of scrimmage was not dominated in entirety. We controlled it, but I didn't see the offense running at will. And the last negative, the defensive line is not scary at all.
So
linebacker's not much better.
Yeah, it's a wait and see situation. Bama fan is just waiting for Athens. Again, I think they're maybe, I don't want to say they're overlooking Wisconsin, but there again, I think it's a game they feel they should win. But in saying that, they thought that in week one, but it was on the road. If they certainly trip up Saturday morning, there'll be a riot on University Boulevard.
Yeah.
But I think they're just waiting to see what happens in Greenville, hoping that they don't go over in Georgia, hoping they don't go over there and embarrass themselves like they did in Tallahassee. I'll say this, Barry, don't expect them to be a double-digit favorite on the road in Athens, so maybe that'll be in their favor.
Yeah, they got them right where they want them. They're not favored by a lot. The good thing as well, there are options in your viewing. College football gets underway Thursday night. North Carolina State at Wake Forest. Tom Luganville has got that game. Former Auburn quarterback Robbie Ashford. Remember him? We'll get the start. That's at 6:30 on ESPN. At 7:15 on Thursday on Prime Video.
See it.
I think it was Theodos who asked about that earlier. Do they not do that anymore? Yeah, they'll have Amazon Prime Video, Commanders and the Packers. So you'll have a bit of a choice, and it'll be earlier in the week for the college game. They waited a little while to start this past week. So you don't have much time to wait.
No, you don't.
It's coming up day after tomorrow.
Barry, we got some NFL talk I see on the chat board today about the Redskins, the Bills. Ty tells us the Bills are favored in all the remaining 16 games that they play. Well, I know one of them's a home game against the Saints. I can promise you they're favored in that game.
They only have to travel out of the Eastern time zone one time.
Oh, man. Really?
All roads to the Super Bowl run through Buffalo. How many times have we heard that? Yeah. When we come back, Brian Matthews, auburnsports.com. Things are about to start happening now. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range 400 yards in diameter. Capitol Hill offers a fully stocked pro shop with the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill for tee times and more information.
On the basketball court, the soccer pitch, or even the golf course, your crew brings their best not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. And if you don't win, you'll still get the beer. It's just on you. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
Okay, welcome back in. About 27 minutes to the top of the hour on this Tuesday. That means our man Brian Matthews, auburnsports.com, checks in with us. Always enjoy having Brian on with us. Hope you're doing well today, Brian.
I'm doing great, guys. How are y'all?
Doing really well. I know probably more than anybody in what John calls that boat anchor in the corner of Jordan Hare, you were laser focused all the way down to the final horn of that 42-3 win over Ball State. Am I right?
How couldn't I be? Other than the time I had to walk down the stairs to get to the interview room and miss Terrell Robinson's, long touchdown run. But other than that, yes, I was very focused.
So therefore, what's the value in that win, Brian? What did you see that made Auburn better than they were Friday?
I did not see a bunch of missed tackles, which was definitely an upgrade. The secondary played much better with their assignments and such. It was certainly an opponent that was not as good offensively as a Baylor team. And, holding any team to, 68 yards, the least allowed in 40 years, that's impressive, right? I mean, Auburn's played a lot of stinkers in the last 40 years. I would not necessarily call Ball State the worst team they played. So, that's definitely an accomplishment, I think, by the guys on that side of the ball.
You know, we saw the running game out in Waco. Looks like emphasized a little bit more of the passing game against Ball State.
Yeah, definitely. I think, I don't think they called any design quarterback runs. I think they wanted to, keep Jackson, from, doing that too much, right? Because he's going to have to be using that way in bigger games coming up. And, I think he's really efficient in the RPO game. I think he finished 24 or 28. The only knock I would have with the passing game is they didn't really open it up and get the ball downfield maybe enough. They had maybe 3 or 4 passes of 20 yards or so. You had that touchdown pass or a couple touchdown passes, but I think one of them to Singleton went for 30 yards. He had a 20-something yarder to Cam Coleman, another one to Malcolm Simmons. But, it's still a part of this offense we haven't really seen yet this season.
Got a little bit of Deuce Knight. What'd you think?
A typical first game, first freshman. And I'd also, remind people watching that he was out there with a bunch of second and third teamers. So I think the whole thing was a little bit messy out there and not what you would see from him necessarily if he went out there with the first team offense. But I think it was good to get that under his belt, and it's good for him to, have some mistakes and have some things he can correct and get that nervousness out of him for the next time.
We've seen this scenario before, Brian, where you have the first home game, everybody's excited, great light show, great entrance. Your next game is 7 days later at home at 11:45 in the morning with 2 big road games looming after that.
Yep.
I'm sure the coaches have thought about that scenario. Not saying that South can come in here and beat Auburn. Well, I guess they could, but it's just one of those kind of flat type atmospheres or moments on a schedule that maybe you don't look your best.
I think that's a very good point. I think that's very possible to happen. And if we're just being honest, Auburn lost to New Mexico a couple of years ago. Hugh Freeze, unfortunately, in his past has lost some tough games where he's a big favorite. And as you said, not necessarily lose, but, not play well or make this a game going in the fourth quarter. We'll see. But I think that's a possibility if this team doesn't come out focused and, decides that, hey, we're ranked now for the first time in almost 4 years. We're just going to show up and beat this team and get ready for that big road game the next weekend at Oklahoma.
Trivia question for our viewers and our people on the chats over here. What team, what school leads the nation in sacks? Anybody?
I know because I heard it yesterday.
John?
I have no. If it's Auburn, I'm shocked. I had no idea. But go ahead.
Yep, it's the Auburn Tigers.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not. How did I not know that? Yeah, that's impressive. And I'll say this: Kieron Crawford. This young man had 0 sacks and 1 tackle for loss the entire season last year. He was a backup, yes, but he played in a lot of games. As right behind Jalen McLeod, who was a really good player for Auburn, and the amount of work he put in the offseason and the way he's played now is just amazing. What this kid's doing out in the field. Xavier Atkins is just playing out of his mind right now. The transfer from LSU, he looks like an excellent pickup for Auburn. He's playing like a first-team All-SEC linebacker. The way he's flying around out there and delivering hits and making plays behind the line of scrimmage. And of course, you got guys like Keldrick Falk and some other really good guys too. So good for them that they're doing that, and they're doing it without having to, blitz 6 or 7 guys.
That was what I was leading up to. Are they just selling out? I mean, is it scheme or is it just winning your battle?
Yeah, of course they're going to bring an extra linebacker here and there, but they're mixing things up well, and I think they've got a really good pass rushing package. They bring Darian Smith in there, the freshman defensive tackle inside, who's really, really quick and got some good moves there. I think he had a sack against Ball State, if I'm not mistaken. They're able to bring guys. Jared Smith came in the fourth quarter, got a sack. He was the top, one of the top signees from the last class. So they've got some depth there, but no, it's mostly just 4 guys just getting after it and then rotating and having some really talented guys coming in that pass rushing package.
Justin Hokanson, we know him, great guy, salt of the earth guy, auburnsports.com. Yes. He tweeted out, Auburn leads the nation in sacks, second in rush defense, leads the SEC. in tackles for loss. And Brian reposted that as well a little bit later on. So yeah.
What about the injury report, Brian? What are you hearing there?
Yeah. Do they have any running backs available for Saturday?
Get a little short there. First, Taz Magoo hurt his ankle, caught some of the turf on his field goal there, but they think he'll be okay for this week. Him and Connor Gibbs kind of battling for that kickoff, long field goal type job. Running back, Damari Austin is going to be a game time decision. And then really the surprise, I guess, from yesterday with what Euphrates told us was Darrell Robinson. He did not know, and they did not know he had an injury, but Sunday morning when he got up, he had a really bad hematoma, blood on his thigh, and they had to rush him to Birmingham to have that, I guess, drained and fixed up and sutured. He's going to be out for a little while. So Auburn could be short there. Of course, you got Jeremiah Cobb, who had a terrific game against Ball State. He'll be your starter. I think Omar Mabson, the freshman, is going to play a lot. And then they've got another freshman, Alvin Henderson. Justin Jones is, I think, a sixth-year player, walk-on, who's a really solid back. I think you'll see him too.
What was the value as you saw it, and everybody recapped it from the AuburnSports.com staff about recruiting in the Ball State experience, Brian?
I thought it went really well, and I think surprisingly well. This time last week, I did not realize it was going to be such a big recruiting weekend, but it turned out to be that. I think they had 3 official visitors. Corey Wells, the really talented Texas commitment, and his brother, who's committed to South Alabama, actually. They're from Mississippi. They came in on visits, and I think Auburn's in shape to flip both of them and add them to the class here sometime in the near future. We'll see. Another
tell me about
what? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Tell me about Carlos May.
I don't know him very well. You'll have to.
Okay. I got that from.
Of course, I don't cover the recruiting as much. I just kind of follow it on the side, right?
Yeah, there you go. Defensive lineman Carlos May, in-state guy. And I just saw that and made a note. That's he was visiting anyway. I do know that.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump your route there, Brian. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. And I probably should know who Carlos May is.
No.
I don't. I don't talk to the kids. I'm covering the team mostly, and then we got Jeffrey Lee and those guys working their tail off on recruiting, and I just try to pick up what I can. But I thought it was really good. I was going to mention Stanford commitment, Lasiah Jackson. He's from Georgia. He came over on a visit. I think Auburn's in fairly good shape to flip him. We'll see how that works out. And they have some other really top guys in, including Shadarius Tootle, the former Auburn committed to Georgia now linebacker. I don't think anything's going to happen on him, this week, but maybe we'll see what happens when we get to December with him and some other top guys.
What do we know about South Alabama? I mean, Barry, you might be able to answer that question better being in the Sun Belt there. I know they gave Tulane a run for their money last week.
Yeah, they did. And I think they're a good team. Major Applewhite's the coach there. Former Auburn linebacker Trey Williams is a special teams coordinator. And
I did not know that.
Yeah, I think linebackers coach maybe. I know he has 2 different jobs. So working hard there. Petrino's son is the offensive coordinator there. And then talking to you for yesterday, he said they've got a really athletic quarterback that's hard to kind of rein in. So they got to deal with that now, worrying about the scrambles and the quarterback runs. And he said they've got some talented skill players at wide receiver and running back. So Auburn defensively will certainly need to be ready for this team. And offensively, you would like to see them continue to evolve and maybe show some things in that passing game we haven't seen yet.
16 straight sellouts, and it'll be 17 on Saturday morning, even though it's going to be early. With the travails and the difficulties and the growing pains this program has, mildly surprised at all? Not so much?
I mean, I am a little bit. I mean, I think, I think a reasonable person, if you're covering a team that's had 4 consecutive losing seasons, and you're not ranked and you're a 40-point favorite, you're not expecting the crowd that Auburn had against Ball State. You're not expecting a true sellout. and you're not expecting that type of atmosphere. And it was a really good atmosphere for a Ball State game. So I just think everybody involved with Auburn, the fans, the alumni, the students, the administration, all deserve a lot of credit for that. It was a really great job. And, there may be a little bit of a lull a week later, we'll see, but I wouldn't count on that either,
Yeah.
the way everybody turned out last week. So that was really impressive.
Yeah, it's going to be just playing an in-state team, South Alabama. There's always a lot of talk about playing in-state teams, things of that nature. But they do seem to be a little scrappy. And I just think, there again, Auburn's going to win the game, but could it be more of a fight? I could see that. There again, early kick, second home game, got some big ones coming up. A lot of scenarios playing out there to be kind of sluggish before they make those trips to Norman and College Station.
I think John's taking the laying the points in that one. That's what it sounds like to me.
That's what it sounds
Well,
like.
that's Friday.
Yeah.
Better tune in Friday. Yeah.
How many points are they getting right now? I haven't looked.
Auburn's a 25.5-point favorite.
Okay.
24 and a
you would
half
think,
is what I
maybe.
Whoa, see, the word's getting out. Line's dropping.
There you go.
There you go. So many things going on at the website. There's several different ways to get to the website. Change in direction with a few more resources to what was already a great website. Update us a little bit. How can people get to all of the content you provide at auburnsports.com, Brian?
Yeah, and it seems like we're cranking out 10 a dozen stories a day. A lot of times it's crazy. With all the guys really working their tails off. I try my best to keep up. But yeah, check us out, auburnsports.com, part of the On3 and Rivals Network. I think right now we're still running the special where you can sign up for just $1 to get all our coverage. And then, we're doing stories, we're doing some sort of video or podcasting every single day. So you can read about it and you can hear about it if you join our site. And you can follow me on socials at BMATAU.
Excellent.
Fantastic. Great content. Always enjoy checking it out. Brian Matthews, auburnsports.com.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, my friend.
All right, y'all take care.
You too, buddy.
Thanks very much.
Great stuff each and every Tuesday here with Brian Matthews. Man, good stuff. Travis Reier, top of the next hour. We got a lot to talk about. And this one, Barry, I didn't realize. If the Braves go 16-2, they'll finish above 500.
Don't buy into that. I saw that. Bless your heart, Leslie Sport. John, if the Braves go 16-2, they'll finish 500.
Hey, there you have it.
And if Barry hits the lottery, he's buying all of you a Bud Light. Come on, Leslie.
Barry,
we're doing mathematics here. We're not talking about reality. We're saying, mathematically speaking, if they go 16-2, they'll finish 500. Ain't no way on God's green earth they're going 16-2.
I don't know. Tap the brakes. After last night, Barry, they're on their way. You got to win the first one.
He's setting you up, people. He is setting you up. Do not fall for it. It will just bring added pain.
So I do have a couple of questions. What is the definition of a sellout? Tickets sold?
Yes.
Or fannies in the seats?
No, because you can't account for fannies in seats. I mean, you don't have Bill Beckwith or somebody in the press box.
Yeah.
With a set of binoculars going, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. I mean, somebody's going to the bathroom. Somebody's over there visiting with his girlfriend who has seats on the other side and stuff. It's got to be tickets sold. Back in the day, they used to have to count tickets. Now it's all computerized. They can tell you at any point, man, we got 3 tickets that we have not accounted for. Somebody bought 3 tickets and didn't show up. Well, okay, they bought the tickets.
We are going to set a number of 40,000 season tickets that we need to sell. Well, the stadium holds 87. We only need to sell 40. Oh, okay. Sell 40. Boom. Got to sell out. Do you really? Is it really sold out? Well, hey, we said 40,000 was our number. We hit it. Boom. Sell out.
Every ticket for the last 16 games that Auburn has played at Jordan-Hare Stadium have been sold. They haven't all been bought by Auburn fans. There maybe were some Ball State fans. There'll be, I think, all 16 South Alabama football fans may be there. on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Well, the reason I
but
say that, I think
they,
there's some creative numbering going on, because I will say this, Barry, just to let the Bama side know, I got a text of some sort yesterday. There are tickets available for purchase for the Alabama-Wisconsin game. Is Bama fan gotten so complacent and been out of shape and things aren't like they were when Saban was around that they've gotten spoiled and they're taking their ball and going home? I mean, you wanted big-time non-conference games. You got one. And I get a text yesterday, tickets still available. Now, you might be in the corner of the north upper deck end zone, but hey, they're available.
SEC versus Big Ten, the 19-time national champions.
Is it 19?
Playing at home. Who knows? 18,
Yeah.
19. Against a Big Ten opponent.
Yeah.
This is what makes John chuckle. Well, many things make John chuckle. Those fans who say, well, I ain't going to another game until they get rid of that clown DeBoer. You know, they won't get any of my money as long as that guy, whoever it is, DeBoer, Micah, Dubose, Fran, and they won't get. I am providing my own protest. I'm just not going. I'm going to express my dissatisfaction with my pocketbook. That always makes John like, yeah, buddy. Go ahead. Sure. Yeah.
Go right ahead.
I'm sure Greg Gurn is sitting in his office right now in a fetal position. That guy's not buying his ticket. Oh, my gosh.
But, probably the 11 o'clock kick has something to do with it as well. The next thing, it's kind of like counting number of tickets sold. This sack stat. Now, if this had been against LSU and Penn State, I'd be impressed. I mean, it's kind of like churning up a bunch of yardage against crappy defenses. I think stats there's a lot of wiggle room with stats. That's why I've never been a big stat guy. Oh, man, this guy's rushed for 200 yards in the last 3 games. Who'd he play? Well, he played Ball State, South Alabama, and Mercer. Now, there you have it.
I don't think John likes my facts. I don't think that these indisputable facts
I'm not disputing the fact that they
are getting the proper
I just think you got to peel some of the layers of the onion back and say, well, who did they get these against? Well, that doesn't matter.
I think that it's not necessarily John's commentary on this is not necessarily in wondering who they got them against.
Okay.
I think it has to do with the name of the team that is getting them.
Let me flip the script here on you. In your opinion, do you think Ty Simpson's going 17 for 17 against LSU?
No.
Penn State,
I do not.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Is he going to do it in Athens in 2 weeks? No, not even close. But hey,
he went he did go 17 for 17. That did happen. That is the stat. Those are the numbers, Barry. And John saying, the numbers are true, but
look, if you're playing a team that I'm super confident I could complete a pass against, don't give me those stats.
Okay,
don't give it to me. I don't.
Auburn, 2 games. They're actually tied for the lead in stats, in sacks, with Louisville, UTEP, and Kansas. They have as many sacks as anybody in the country. Now, if you don't like the stat, if you don't like especially who's recording the stat, that's one thing.
No.
But that is the truth. And at least it tells you that that they're doing pretty good in sacking the quarterback.
Okay. I'm going to write this down. And after they get through that 2-game road trip at Norman and College Station, we'll look back at this sack stat and see where they fall.
But as of right now,
it is true. It is true. There is, the sun did come up today. That's true.
Yes.
Yeah. It is
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I rest my case. Your Honor, move to dismiss the charges. Take a break right here. And Well, let's see. What can we do? Because I know we got Travis coming up.
Yeah.
We'll take a break right
Yeah,
here.
why not?
Lead into Travis. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the bush light go? In your stomach. Bush. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Don't miss your chance to win big at Victoryland Casino. Play the latest, hottest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. Don't miss out on your free play. Stop by Player Rewards today and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. Come see why our players keep coming back. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino, located off I-85 exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older.
Okay, here we are 4 minutes ago, 4 minutes or so before the top of the hour here on a Tuesday edition of Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. So I knew, the stat conversation kind of, gets people going a little bit. I've just never been a stat guy. I think, we put that out there the first week we were ever together. Stats.
First day.
Yeah. Not a big stats guy. Tell me how many times you turned the ball over and tell me how long you held the ball, and then maybe I could be a little bit more impressed. It's kind of like QBR ratings. Who are you generating these numbers against? I'm not a big QBR number unless, you're Bo Nix and you're back in the 80s, but Barry sent me something about Jackson Arnold. He must have the highest QBR rating
of anybody in the Elite 11 the year he came out.
Mm-hmm.
It's at 93. Right now, according to, and this is not QBR rating, this is pass efficiency rating.
Efficiency rating.
Jackson Arnold right now, number 29. Number 29. Yes, sir.
Yes. Against and how did he didn't throw a lot of passes in Waco, so he must have been zipping it all around the line against this tenacious Ball State secondary.
He was 24 for 28. Man, John was living and dying with pass efficiency rating and QBR. Yep, there you go.
Now wait a minute, Barry. I would think a kid that hit 17 out of 17 would be on this list.
Well, no, see, he wasn't in the Elite 11 that year. Haynes King, Miller Moss, Luke Altmaier, Baron Morton, to which John gives a collective who? Yeah.
Who are these guys?
There you go.
Never heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, good for Jackson.
Again, those are facts, but you can discount these facts. Well, see what happened is now among the other things.
Story. I don't want just a little. How do they say it? Just shaping the narrative. Yeah. I hear that in political talk a lot.
Yeah. Tobias, we may have to hold this question over for Travis Ryer on YouTube. Tobias says, gentlemen, I know it was ULM, but Ryan Williams better lock in because Lotzier Brooks is coming for those snaps.
Got a lot of stuff on social media during the game. Did Alabama really miss Ryan Williams?
For those people who don't have a long memory, Ryan Williams is a wide receiver at the University of Alabama. I think he's 18 years old. He's a sophomore. For those people who don't have very long memories, I can understand why you might need clarification, because he hadn't done much of anything. Of course, he didn't play on.
Week one. The whole team didn't play very well. So
yeah. Well, you just wait. They're saving him for Georgia. All right. Okay.
Jam Miller, all those other guys.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what the injury report looks like coming, which I guess will be tomorrow. They'll release the injury updates. Another NFL type thing that they're doing. Probable,
that John is a big fan of. Yeah.
Questionable, probable, and what's the other one? Likely or something?
Yeah. Doubtful. Yeah. Something like that. We're all doubtful.
Yeah. Hey, you think we could go to the prom together?
Doubtful. Yeah. You're on the inactive list.
Yeah, questionable. It's questionable.
Yeah.
The easiest way to be. Can I get back to you on that later? I'm a little busy.
No. This is Wednesday, and you've got to post your injury report. It's the day before prom. I'm tired of waiting. Still doubtful.
Yeah.
Oh, the other one is out.
That
completely. One girl, that Fry Moo, who's trying out for professional wrestling. Out.
Definitely
Indefinitely.
Is there a picture of this young lady? Is it just a written story? Is there any picture of her? I'd like to know who this.
Yeah, and nothing against her. It is an interesting story from Emily Smar of the Tuscaloosa News at TuscaloosaNews.com.
Yeah.
And all it says is that this young lady is a Phi Mu, and she is trying out for professional wrestling. I told that to John. I thought, John would be like, oh, what? But then I said, yeah, she's a Phi Mu. John says, oh.
Yeah, that explains it.
Returns to Tuscaloosa to grapple.
Huh. Now, in wrestling, Barry, do they have like the bantamweight, the featherweight, the heavyweight? Because I'm trying to what classification she's going to be in.
There's a lot of recent graduates who show up at, Harry's or the Crimson Bucket or something like that. They come back to Tuscaloosa to grapple themselves. Georgia Leanne Milton is coming home to the University of Alabama, the place where her aspirations of becoming a professional wrestler began, and the alumni once practiced stunts on her sorority systems. There is on Thursday, this coming Thursday, Ms. Milton will participate in the Crimson Clash Showdown at Two Dimes, formerly the Druid City Music Hall. She's known by her ring name, Gia Miller. She wrestles for the Total Nonstop Action promotion, but is participating in this local show. Now, get this. Bubba Cagle. Bubba Cagle is the mayor of Parrish, Alabama, and a pro wrestler himself. I kid you not.
Ready to butterbean?
Tide. Sent Milton a picture of the promotional billboard that's up in town. Reminds her she got emotional. Reminds her the day she walked out of a UA theater director's office after a conversation that changed her life. Her freshman year, she tried out for various shows, didn't get it, One of her directors says, listen, I'll be totally honest with you. You have something, you command attention. So she remembered watching wrestling with her dad. She worked game days at Nuke's Eatery. I guess wrestled on the side. Now, her Phi Mu sisters supporting her. She is now a professional wrestler.
I want to see some video of this bout.
Gia
later
Miller
this week.
Former Phi Mu at the University of Alabama.
Wasn't the ring girl, the card girl? She was from Alabama.
Sydney Thomas.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she had a little work done.
Yeah.
Okay, our man Travis Ryer on YouTube, Talking Tide, joining us here as he does each and every Tuesday. Travis, good morning, sir. How you doing?
I'm great. I caught that late. Was that Kristen Saban y'all were talking about?
That's the second Kristen Saban reference on the program here. Yeah, she had a certain zest for living. It's true. Oh,
yeah, and she could handle herself.
Yes, you could.
Yeah, you don't mess with Kristen. You don't talk bad about her dad in her presence.
Yeah.
All right, Travis, even a more difficult transition here. What do you get out of a 73-0 win on Saturday in Tuscaloosa?
You get some good feelings, Barry. It makes everyone feel at least a little bit better. And what you're hoping is confidence for the people who need it the most, which is the guys on your football team and maybe to some extent even that coaching staff. So, we won't really know, though. We'll find out more this week. I mean, Wisconsin, I think, is capable of stressing this team in some ways. And I think Wisconsin has tape of this Alabama team, especially from week one. And so I think you'll see the Badgers challenge Alabama in some specific areas with the defense in mind. And Wisconsin defensively, that may be where this team is its strongest. So how Alabama matches up front, and how the comfort level for Ty Simpson looks going from ULM to Wisconsin, because it looked a lot better in going from Florida State to ULM than it certainly was in the opener in Tallahassee. So psychologically is where you're hoping you get the most benefit. In terms of everything else, I know this fan base is a little jaded right now, and understandably so. You'll find out a little bit more this week, and you hope you find out a lot more in a positive way, because you know what's coming in a couple weeks' time.
I think you've got to factor in the opponent. Some people tell me not to do that, but factoring in the opponent, still impressive that Ty Simpson went 17 of 17. And also your thoughts about the other quarterbacks that got in the game on Saturday as well.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to devalue certain things because of the opponent, but at the same time, you absolutely have to take that into consideration. That being said, we've seen some all-time greats at Alabama not have that sort of run like Ty did to start that game, even against lesser competition. So you really need to credit Ty and really that room in general, because apparently going into last week, the quarterback situation was even somewhat semi-opened back up. Like it sounds like it might have been. It sort of speaks to probably what the approach was team-wide, and I think that was as much a staple of the Nick Saban era as anything else, except it didn't need to be said under Nick Saban. You knew every day you were fighting for your positional status life under that guy at Alabama. So, you would think that that's a sort of mindset that they can hone in on and continue to reinforce on a day-to-day basis. I thought the rest of that room, Austin Mack, I think in some ways maybe that was to illustrate more of how they want to play football at the position, more of a true distributor of the football at the quarterback position, not being so anxious in terms of first sense of pressure or maybe a play breaking down and going through your progression to ditch and sort of try to make things happen with your legs. Austin Mack's not going to certainly do that as much. He has great horsepower in terms of his arm strength. Not much of a touch guy, although on the little touch pass there for the touchdown, I guess to Cuevas, he showed some of that. And then Keelan Russell just showed you that he is sort of the guy that you thought he was as a five-star recruit. Doesn't mean he doesn't have a lot of ground to cover in some other areas, but I thought he looked really sharp in his time in there too.
A little bit more about the defense. I know John takes to heart when you say you don't want to discount statistics in light of the opponent that you face, but controlling the line of scrimmage on the defensive side, was there any observations there? How the strides they make, maybe?
Well, they had 12 tackles for loss, so that was definitely an uptick over the 3 they had in Tallahassee. Still didn't have a sack. And look, ULM only threw the football about 18 times. I think ULM was smart. Once it was pretty clear that this thing, let's get out of here and protect our guys, for the games coming up for us that are going to be more than a paycheck. So, again, you hope that's the case. I thought, I saw some 3-4 from this Alabama defense, it looked like, with a 4-man secondary, which was certainly something different than that down in, down out nickel that Kane likes to play. We saw some dime, and we haven't really seen dime defense from Kane Womack through 14, 15 games. So that looked a little bit different. It looked like they were trying to maybe play with some different things, given what they know is coming up starting this week. So we'll see. It's a big we'll see, I think, for the Alabama defensive line. But you got those injuries. Maybe the best news to come from Saturday night was the insinuation, at least from Kalen DeBoer, that Tim Keenan could be back as early as this week, which would obviously be important to that defensive front.
No doubt. Several other ones, of course, Jam Miller, Ryan Williams, also fans wondering when they're going to get back. Might be Athens. We'll see what happens Saturday. Not to look ahead, but certainly the first conference game is on the road in Athens in 2 weeks. But just getting through this Wisconsin game and seeing what they did against ULM, certainly wanting to just kind of keep that momentum going Saturday morning, just from a confidence standpoint, as you mentioned, a feel-good standpoint, getting that bitter taste out of their mouth, putting in another good game together before they go into that off week and have 2 weeks to prep for Georgia.
Yeah, even playing early on Saturday you kind of like, right? It's almost an extension of the bye week. You're not playing in the late game Saturday night maybe, so if you can get in and out of there with a sort of brunch, a feel-good brunch of football, then that would be a great thing. But, yeah, they still have so much to prove, and home can cure a lot of what ails you. And that's certainly been the case for Kalen in his time as the Alabama coach. The litmus test, as we know, it won't just be that it's Georgia, is that it'll be on the road in Athens. And so that's where you're going to want to see this team kind of ascend to the level that's expected of it. And we won't really know as much, I think, until we get there. Look, to a lesser extent, because Wisconsin is definitely a more capable opponent than what Alabama saw last Saturday night. You're probably not going to learn as much, or Alabama fans are going to feel like they didn't learn as much from this game. But you could also find yourself in sort of a dogfight in the fourth quarter. I mean, this could kind of be like what South Florida was last year. Remember that game in September? So, obviously you'd like to kind of avoid that, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. And for more on that, just look at what South Florida did in Gainesville Saturday night.
Travis, were you at Lambeau on Sunday?
I sure was.
I see the tweet. There. I see the tweet. One of the Ryer family was out there on the field. Security must have been a little lax.
Yeah. I've been on the field now at Lambeau twice. The first time was in a December game with the Jags and Packers, probably 12, 15 years ago, because Favre was still playing. And my first step onto the frozen tundra back then resulted in a face plant. The Packer fans were so kind with the libations and everything else.
Understand.
That I didn't have I'm going to blame it on the footwear that day. I was much more sturdy this time around. And so it was great. Yeah, the oldest daughter works for the Milwaukee Bucks now. Yep. The Bucks and the Packers obviously have a kinship there in Wisconsin. And so it was a great day, man. Really expected a more competitive football game. Packers really kind of controlled that thing against the Lions from the outset. But, man, about 65 at kickoff and a little bit of a breeze coming off of Lake Michigan. I mean, it did. It felt like Thanksgiving in Duval, right?
You were saying that some of the Packer fans were hanging out in the concourse so they could watch Aaron Rodgers play for the Steelers.
Before that late kickoff, they were loaded up on those concourse TVs to watch Aaron. They were glued in. So, I mean, you still see a lot of 12 jerseys up there.
Yeah.
He's gonna that ring of honor up there at Lambeau is just unbelievable. You know, I mean, going back to Don Hudson, Vince Lombardi, Nitsky, the retired numbers, it's just steeped. It's hallowed. You really get that sense, and it's so much more of a college atmosphere at Lambeau, which I really love. I mean, it felt like going into Green Bay, hanging out outside the stadium. You got Kroll's right across the street from the stadium, a cool place. You might as well be going to an SEC game. I love it.
How far of a drive is it from Milwaukee to Green Bay?
It's about 2 hours on the nose.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's doable. You know, so it was a 3:25 local game, so didn't have to be up at the crack of dawn or anything like that. Got back into Milwaukee around 9:15 local time Sunday night. So very doable. And I'll say this for the Packers, man, and if you haven't been to Lambeau, that stadium is kind of like Tuscaloosa in that it sits basically in a neighborhood, you know, and I don't know who does it or how they do it logistically, but they get the people in and out of there is the best I've ever seen. I mean, unbelievable how they get people in and out of that place.
Well, I did see some photos of the family there on the sideline. Very impressive. As impressed of the video of you and the missus buttering the biscuits last week. Man, can you send a few of those our way?
How about
We're
that?
going to do that. We are going to do that. I got to get the shipping info for you guys, and we're going to send you those Conecuh sausage biscuits.
Woo.
Yeah, party girl. She's doing a great job with that, and we're foodies, as you guys can tell by now.
Yeah.
I mean, we love it, and she's great. And I'm kind of a sous chef. I would probably I'm more of a Chili's sous chef. You know, I'm not a Michelin award-winning sous chef by any means. And I wash a hell of a pot. I can wash a pot.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Got to have a good dishwasher, no doubt.
No doubt.
Yep.
Of course, Travis Ryer on YouTube. No Sleep Teal, second helping, Talking Tide. What's the schedule like this week?
Yeah, we're going to review the Jaguars' season opening win on the channel over Bryce Young and those Carolina Panthers from Sunday. We'll do that on No Sleep Teal live later this afternoon.
Yeah.
Get right back into some Alabama discussion with Chase Goodbread of the Tuscaloosa News. We had two shows after the game on Saturday. We had Aftermath Saturday night, and then we had Talking Tide Sunday night. We'll do some NFL today. We'll have Chase with some more Bama tomorrow. We'll have second helping coming up in the next couple of days with Brent Beard talking SEC football. So yeah, we got a loaded run. I got to be careful. I'm gonna lose my other job, you know.
Barry sported his Mark Brunell jersey on the show yesterday, Travis.
I had it. Yeah.
You need a Cam Little jersey. Look,
that guy is amazing.
He is money, and the best thing about it is if he's going to put a local sub shop out of business. Because for every field goal he makes in excess of 40 yards, a local sub outlet does BOGO on subs.
Man.
And so, no, he is. He's been great, the former Arkansas kicker. But yeah, I thought yesterday or Sunday was a blueprint kind of win for Liam Cohen. They want to run the football, sort of protect Trevor Lawrence. I've said it for about 9 months now. He's the kind of guy you got to sort of Ryan Tannehill, like when Tannehill was with the Titans and Derrick Henry. And that was more what you saw, Travis Etienne with over 140 rushing yards in the game and played some really good defense. You kind of feel for Bryce Young because it looks like every time they take a step forward, they take two back in Carolina. But, it's 1-0 in Duval. You haven't always been able to say that, you know.
One final question here, and it has to do with your second helping. How much will you guys talk about Billy Napier?
Boy, down here, he's done again.
Yeah.
He was done last year at about this time, and it's noisy. It's very, very noisy. And I've sort of made the comparison to him and this sort of era of Florida football to, late 90s Alabama football, when you could see Alabama lose to a Louisiana Tech, but then go on the road and beat Florida, right? Do some crazy things because they were good enough.
Yep.
And that's kind of where I'm at with Napier in Florida. And again, you've got to give USF some credit, and I've said this many times. September USF isn't November USF. If you get USF in the first half of September, you better buckle up. Alabama. Yeah. I mean, the 2 games, Tampa and Tuscaloosa, were wars in September for Alabama. So give USF a lot of credit, but at this point in Napier's tenure, that can't happen at home. And now you go to LSU this week and play in primetime, Saturday night in Death Valley. But again, I will not be surprised if Florida gives, at a minimum, LSU everything it wants in that game. Now, there's questions about Lagway now. Is he healthy?
Yes.
You know, he wasn't great the other night. So Napier survived because, in part, large part, because the narrative surrounding Lagway was so positive coming out of last season. But now there's questions about Lagway, and that's the one thing Billy can't have.
Can't have it. Yeah. That's well stated. Again, follow him on YouTube. Just search Ryer on YouTube. So many great offerings, including the Talking Tide show with Chase Goodbread. What about on social media, Travis? I'm
on there on X, and that's at Travis Ryer, Travis. I think it's Reier. It's always been a tough one, to kind of figure out.
Have to sound it out. Yeah. There you go. That sounds
like it's like the grandpa on 16 Candles said. You don't spell it, or you don't. What was it? You don't spell it, son. You eat it.
Yeah. Excellent stuff, Travis. We appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, buddy. We greatly appreciate it. Travis Ryer on YouTube, Talking Tide, so many other channels as well. Check him out. You'll enjoy it. Speaking of South Florida, Barry, they come to Tuscaloosa September the 12th next year.
Alex Golesh has kind of got it going on.
Yeah. They got the Bulls on September the 12th and Florida State the following week.
Yeah. Interesting. Let's take a break. Coming up in just a little bit, the Phantoms Daily Dog.
It's true.
That's next. Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Prattville Carpet is the most trusted name in flooring in the River region. Ray Bowles and his staff have an extensive line of Mohawk, stain-resistant carpeting in all the latest styles and colors. Prattville Carpet also has hardwood, vinyl, and ceramic tile for all of your flooring needs. Professionally installed at the absolute lowest prices. Take advantage of cash and carry vinyl plank at just $239 a foot. Call them today to set up your free measurement for your home, office, lake house, hunting camp, or wherever you need flooring. 285-8117. That's 285-8117, or drop by 2201 Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville for Prattville Carpet.
The dreams that matter most happen while we're awake, because they're the ones that remind us of the places we want to go, of the ideas we plan to pursue, of the legacies we hope to leave. We understand you have goals to meet, and we want to help you reach them, to fuel your vision and invest in whatever motivates you. So we want to know, what inspires you? Synovus Bank, member FDIC.
Extra, extra! The referral perks just doubled at Dixie. Now through November 30th, get $50 for you and $50 off for your friend when you refer them to Dixie. That's a $100 value. Current Dixie customers get 10% off any repair just for being loyal. Dixie Cares Plan members get an unbeatable 20% off. Plus, you can finance anything over $250. Double the rewards, double the savings.
You know, over the years, the Phantom has caught a little flack from people from time to time. Oh, what's the Phantom, though? Oh, hey, good weekend, Phantom. Way to go, man. Bottom fell out.
Appreciate you, Phantom. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Well, seem to get a lot of those, but it is refreshing when Tobias on the River Region Straw chat line gives the Phantom a little, attaboy.
Yeah. I forgot to thank the Phantom for South Florida plus the 18.5. Didn't need it.
No, didn't need it.
Ended up winning the game.
Need it.
Outright.
Barry, does Greg Byrne keep South Florida and Florida State on Alabama's schedule next year back-to-back weekends?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a contract, and you honor your contract. By gosh, yeah. South Florida next year comes to Tuscaloosa on September the 12th, and then Florida State comes to Tuscaloosa on the 19th.
Yeah.
That's
Don't forget about that
games.
opener against East Carolina in week 1.
East Carolina, week 1, South Florida, week 2, Florida State, week 3, all at home.
Ooh.
What's the big deal? That gets rid of, after that, nothing but conference games. Next year, you start the 9-game conference schedule.
Cannot wait.
So there you go. Now, there's a couple they probably will get rid of. 2028 at Oklahoma State.
Gone. Done. Forget it.
2030 at Georgia Tech.
No.
It's right down the street.
No desire to play Tech.
Virginia Tech.
No.
Arizona. Minnesota.
No.
Those are the ones that if you're going to get rid of.
Hey, Arizona might be kind of neat because I don't think they've ever played each other before. Minnesota, I have no desire to go to Minnesota. But Arizona, I might be willing to keep them. Boston College, of course, my feelings about that.
I can't figure.
But we'll see. I think that's interesting, though, how those line up next year. And I know a lot of these schools are just waiting and seeing what's going to happen. Big boy conference. Are we going to go to, what's the deal about a lot of these non-conference games that have been scheduled? But we'll see. Minnesota, Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech. I don't know. I'd probably be moving on those, but let's see what happened with the Phantom yesterday, Barry. There were some rumblings, some throat clearing when we released the Atlanta Braves at home as an underdog at Truist Park, taking on the Chicago Cubs. I'm told that there were 33,000 at the game last night. I have my suspicions. I'm not real sure that was an accurate count.
This is not based upon actual eyeballing, looking at the game and thinking, gosh, Robbie points out that capacity is 42,000.
Oh, thank you, Robbie.
We got 33,000. It's not necessarily that John doubts that because he looked at the stands and saw a few empty seats and immediately calculated there's 9,000 empty seats at this game. It's because it's the Braves, kind of like he questions Auburn's sellouts and their sack totals as well.
First and foremost, Barry, I would not be able to make that type of evaluation because I did not see 1 minute of this Braves game. I couldn't find it. I don't know where you find these games on TV anymore. So could I have maybe put a little effort into it and dug it up somewhere? Yeah, probably. Was I going to do that? No way. Unless I'm watching Sports Center, which is a rarity, and they got a clip of the game on. That's about the only way I'm going to see it. But so what? Didn't matter because I had the Braves at plus 110. A journeyman right-hander, I believe, was on the hill for the Braves last night.
Bryce Elder was on the mound for the Braves, pitched well, got the win. He is now, actually for the Braves, it's pretty good. He's now 7-9. Woo! Yeah. Braves win it 4-1, a 3-run first inning, and they were off and running, but each team only scored 1 run after that. So John's like
too giddy, but out on him, going for the throat early, 3 runs in the bottom of the first. You're thinking, okay, here we go.
Here we go. Now trying to pile on. Nope. They only scored 1 run after that. And the Cubs only scored 1 run the entire game. So John, he ain't watching it. He's like, is that final yet? Have they?
Okay,
you were going on.
So I did go over to my computer. It's about 8:00. I went, let's see what this game's doing. And it's like they're winning 3-1, I think, in the 7th inning or something, I think it is.
And they scored 1 in the 8th. And that was
and I'm thinking, please, I know they're not going to choke this one away. And I think maybe before I plugged my phone in to go to bed, I went, let me see what that game finally yet. I went, oh, look at that. Braves win. Gotta love it. 4-1. So tonight.
Yeah.
We are going to a game, Barry, the first pitch is scheduled at 8:38 tonight.
Oh, he's not doing you any favors. Okay. Late game.
Yeah, I don't understand these start times. 8:38.
8?
I don't know. But that's when it starts. And it will be played in Anaheim, where the Los Angeles Angels will be hosting the Minnesota Twins. Neither of these teams have had a great season so far.
It's been terrible.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough.
This is how bad and nondescript it is. The Twins are starting right-hander Zebby Matthews.
I went to school with a girl named Zebby.
Zebby is short for Zebulon. He's a right-hander from Western Carolina. Zebby Matthews.
Don't know him. Is that Matthews with one or two T's?
Oh, like Brian Matthews? Yeah, two T's like Brian spells it. Everybody spells Brian's name wrong because it's B-R-Y.
Yeah.
And his last name has two T's. That's a good point. Yes.
Yep.
So against Kyle Hendricks, who's actually had a pretty good career, but not this year. He is 6-9. Went to school at Dartmouth, by the way.
Dartmouth. Got a good program, I hear. All right, so we're going to go, Barry, with the Angels at plus 105, a home dog tonight, taking on the Minnesota Twins. As last I checked, Kent Herbeck does not play for the Twins anymore.
Kent Herbeck is probably about 58 years old now.
That's the last guy I can tell you that played for the Twins that I can remember. I'm sure there's some others you could throw out there.
Yeah, there are a lot of others who played for the Twins, John. Yeah, he wasn't the only one.
Yeah, I know that guy. Yeah, he sounds kind of familiar. Yeah, but Kent Herbeck is the guy that yanked Ronnie Gant off first base and did not get called.
He got me out.
Yeah,
he got me out. The umpire looked right at him, tugging him off first base. The umpire says,
yeah, another,
get me started on that.
Braves brain fart, as they call them. So we're going to go with the Angels at plus 105, hosting the Minnesota Twins. Check that first pitch, 8:38.
There you go. That is the Phantoms Daily Dog. Boy, Preston has been good today. Preston, I can't read all of yours because there's so many of them out there, but some of these are pretty good. He's kind of a counter puncher.
He is
on some of this. He'll react, and you have to think. Okay, now what's he talking about here? Like he says this one just randomly, a wide receiver with painted nails.
Yeah,
can't tell you what that's all about or anything, but
well, it's kind of like if I said something like a wide receiver with two wristwatches on in his uniform.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay.
Did that happen? Did Cam Coleman have the two wristwatches on against Ball State Saturday night? I did not notice. I know he had them on against Baylor. Maybe somebody got to him, but did anybody notice that?
No.
Was he going Flavor Flav and telling us what time it is or something?
He was pretty good. He had 7 catches in the game, but it's so funny how people think of so many things like that, and I do too. Oh, nobody cares that again, this was a topic in preseason from a certain number of people who appear regularly on John's Hugh Freeze threw his visor in practice. Huh, guys? Huh? Yeah. Hugh threw his visor. I mean, he slammed it down hard on the practice field. Ooh. Now all of a sudden it's he wants his quarterback to be confident. Now all of a sudden things like that don't seem to make much of a difference. And this question, this is a good one because he was kind of a hot commodity. He was the offensive coordinator and tight ends coach at Tennessee, did well. Alex Golesh is the head coach at South Florida. They're 2-0 with wins over Boise State and Florida. John Dent says, isn't Alex Golesh from across the pond? He ain't from Mayberry, Mount Pilot, or Raleigh. Yeah, he was born in Russia. He tells his story, and I thought it was a great story. He was born in Russia, His family emigrated to the United States when he was 7. He's talked about how it's difficult to learn the language when you're 7 years old. He's in second grade. He remembers a lot about Russian. He's fluent in Russian. He can speak Russian and all that. And he just happens to be really good at coaching football.
Yeah, and allegedly Coach Freeze got on one of the officials at the game Saturday night as well. Maybe had some choice things to say.
Do you notice that people don't pay much attention to how much golf he's playing?
Well, I'm not sure he's playing as much now that the season has started.
I would hope not. Yeah, but man, he was playing a lot of golf before he got to, 2-0. So, maybe it's just not that big of a thing right now. Now that they're ranked for the first time in 5 years.
So, you start winning, things start feeling a little bit better about you.
Yeah.
Maybe you can do
things like playing too much golf or duck hunting,
James Taylor concerts. Cannot be doing stuff like that.
I mean, you are in the constant crosshairs of a certain fan base. When we come back, we got a little bit more. Then later on, still, it's the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel coming up on Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Score big savings at Stivers, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Prattville during the kickoff savings sales event. New 2025 Ram 1500s up to $21K off MSRP plus 3.9% APR for 72 months or 1.9% APR for 72 months. It's your choice. New 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokees up to $11K off MSRP. New 2025 Jeep Wranglers up to $14K off MSRP or 1.9% APR for 72 months. New 2025 Jeep Gladiators up to $13K off MSRP or 4.9% APR for 72 months. And Ram 2500s up to $14K off MSRP. Alabama and Northwest Florida's largest volume Ram dealer is in Prattville at Stivers CDJR, where Price sells cars, trucks, and SUVs. 2209 Cobbs Ford Road and at stiverscdjr.com.
All right, man, grab a Budweiser and take a knee. It is the best time of the year. It's baseball season. That means sunshine. It means behind-the-back peanut tosses. And it means sharing some cold, frosty Budweisers with your boys. Because there's nothing more American than watching America's game with America's beer. So let me ask you something. Are you ready to bring your A game? Are you ready to cheer every frozen rope down the line and amazing catch at the warning track? Are you ready for pitchers' duels and slugfests? Tell me, are you ready for the thrill of an incredible walk-off victory? I can't hear you. Are you ready for Budweiser and baseball? Then get on your feet, raise an ice-cold Bud, and let's make this season larger than life. Great times are waiting. Grab some Bud!
Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Play to win big at Victoryland Casino, where the hottest, most exciting games are waiting for you. Big bonuses, giant jackpots, and rewards keep our guests coming back for more. Visit our Players Club today and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino, off I-85 exit 22 in Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. About 22 minutes to the top of the hour. One thing that I've not heard any discussion on, Barry, and it was discussed, and there were articles written about it. Field advertising. Auburn's got Yellowwood. Alabama's got something that, quite honestly, I don't know a lot about. And based on the logo that was on the field, it was kind of nondescript and blah, and not really eye-catching.
So it doesn't clash with the uniforms. That's good.
I guess I would think you'd want the most bang for your buck if you're going to put a logo on the field. I just thought the one in Bryant-Denny on Saban Field was a little kind of unnoticeable. Didn't really stand out.
Are there Are there going to be patches on jerseys?
Eventually.
I think so. Somebody was telling me that, and they're just complaining, people do, about how much it costs for concessions. They went to the Auburn game this past week. Get used to it. I mean, logos on the field, logos on jerseys, that's coming. Higher concession stand prices.
Did they give you any numbers on what those concession prices are? Because, I mean, I hate to tell you, I can't tell. The last time I actually stood in line at a concession stand to buy a Coke and it wasn't 50 cents, I couldn't tell you what concessions cost.
Well,
what are we talking about here?
As far as Auburn, I'll look that up, but it's all muddled because, I mean, you can have VIP packages, which, you get like free concessions and stuff. But, the only thing I heard about was that, when they had the weather delay at Clemson and everybody had to get underneath, man, the concessionaires were making it money hand over fist.
Yeah, I usually get my eating and drinking. Well, I get my eating done before the game. But I guess a beer's $10. I think. I don't know. I'm assuming that they are at college games. I know what they are at an NFL game. And they're
doing a lot of things. Like if you subscribe to War Eagle Plus, I'm just talking specifically Auburn fans. If you subscribe to War Eagle Plus, somehow it works with your phone that you can get discounted concession prices when you actually go to the game. I don't know how all that works. I mean, everything is, on your phone, this and that. For Auburn at the concession stands, I don't know about prices, but you've got the pretzel card. You got several pretzel cards. Chicken salad stands. Salad at a ball game.
But it's hot. I mean, see some of that stuff. How do you eat it? How do you go back to the stands? You got, excuse me, sorry, excuse me, pardon me, sorry, excuse me, pardon me. You got all this stuff. You sit down. You're finally back, and you're going, wait a minute. I got to dip these chips into this nacho cheese, and
it's been sitting out.
Somebody bumps me. It's going to get on my pants, and then I got to put my Coke down in between my feet down here on the ground. And, look at all that stuff that's down here. I don't get. I've never figured that one out. I mean, and of course at halftime it's a little more congested. People are going to the concession stands at halftime. What do you mean? No, they're not sitting there watching the band. No, they're not watching the band. They're going to call their local man or going to get a hot dog, one of the two, or stand in line to go to the restroom, or talk to their buddies about, hey, how many recruits are here today? That's what happens at halftime.
Well, buddy of mine told me that 2 orders of chicken fingers with fries. 2 drinks, 2 waters, $60.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But how do you eat chicken fingers and fries at a game? How do you go back to the seat? I mean, you eating them without any honey mustard? No ketchup on the fries?
Anything mayo-based like chicken salad, I'm staying away from. Because, like John said, it's hot.
Yeah.
Stuff may spoil. I'm going basic stuff.
Hot
dog, maybe pretzel. It's bready and carby and all that stuff. But by gosh, a pretzel wears like iron, man. You get a pretzel. The only reservation I have about a pretzel is some of them very likely could have been made in 2019, and you wouldn't know any difference because pretzels don't seem to ever go bad. They
don't seem to go bad. But there again, you dipping that pretzel into something, or you just eating it? Just the pretzel with the salt in it.
You can't just eat it dry. No.
Yeah. So I don't know. I get it. Knock yourself out if you're a concession person. I usually take care of that before the game starts. Any other little something that I might bring into the stadium, pocket rockets or anything like that? They still make miniatures. I guess they do. You used to get them on airplanes. I guess you can still buy a miniature.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
yeah,
I don't know about the prices. Do they still have the guys going up and down the aisle selling Cokes? Coke, hey, yeah, 2 right here. And then you got to pass the Coke. 10 people are touching your Coke before you get it.
I should know. I should know this. I don't think they do. Somebody let us. I should know this. I don't see them at Troy games, but then again, I'm focusing on the game.
Yeah.
I can't remember. When I was out in the stands, I was that guy. I mean, I wouldn't go into the concession area because I was, showing some solidarity with the guys out there working hard and selling Cokes. We had this kid that had a little personality to him, and he'd get you your Coke, and then he'd act like he was keeping the whole, 20 that he gave him back. Oh man, I'm just kidding with it. Here you go. And all that, keep some of it.
Think about that though, Barry. Not only with COVID, maybe that's when they stopped it, but if you're 8, 9 deep on a row, 8 or 9 people are going to be touching your Coke. Then you got to hand them the money, and they're passing the money down.
Yeah.
Then they're passing your change down.
And some guy's got a nasal condition, so right before he's handling yeah, okay, I got it. No, hey, I tell you what, you keep it. You keep it.
I hate to sound like the old fuddy-duddy guy, and believe me, we both lived through it through many college football games.
Many.
But
well,
that I just think, it seems like such an inconvenience, kind of a hassle. You're irritating other people. And furthermore, and I brought this up before, and nothing against one of the SEC's largest corporate sponsors, but have you ever been to a college game and they serve Dr. Pepper? Ever?
Now, I'm a Dr. Pepper guy. My father worked as a soft drink distributor for 16 or 17
I like
years.
Dr.
Drank
Pepper
a bunch.
Too. I have nothing against Dr. Pepper, but I'm
Yeah.
just thinking, have you ever gone to a game? Hey, get your Dr. Pepper here. Dr. Pepper. Wait a minute. I thought it was Coke. Coke or Diet Coke. That was your choice. Dr. Pepper at a game? Really? Maybe in those coolers you can get like a plastic bottle of Dr. Pepper at a game now.
But nobody's, I don't know. Well, when we come back,
what do you mix with Dr. Pepper?
what do you mean mix?
It's like when
You can't
Alabama
mix anything at a ball game. They don't sell hard alcohol.
People went crazy when somebody thought it was going to be a good idea to switch from Coke to Pepsi at Legion Field, or maybe Bryant did. This was years ago. People were in an uproar. Couldn't believe you couldn't get a Coke at a Bama game anymore.
Yeah.
And I got tired of hearing all these people complain about it. I said, listen, man, you put enough bourbon in it, you can't tell if it's Coke or Pepsi. It don't matter.
Well, let's take a break. When we come back, it's the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel to take us to the top of the hour of Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
You're not buying sticks, stems, and pine cones. You're buying premium long-diddle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the River Region, full of color that will last all season long. Kenny has locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn, and no order is too big or too small, from a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load. Pickup is available, or your order can be delivered. They can even spread your pine straw if you like. So call or text Kenny today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959 for all of your pine straw needs.
Don't miss your chance to win big at Victoryland Casino. Play the latest, hottest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. Don't miss out on your free play. Stop by Player Rewards today and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. Come see why our players keep coming back. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino, located off I-85 exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market offers the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of Mexico with deliveries daily. Snapper, grouper, pompano, flounder, copia, along with medium, large, and jumbo shrimp, hand-picked crab meat, and chucked oysters. They can even cook your order for easy, quick pickup. The Destin Connection can make a po' boy with any of their seafood items that folks in New Orleans rave about. Go by and see them at 3750 Norman Bridge Road or call 288-4272 for pickup orders.
Okay, back at it. 11 minutes to the top of the hour. Loving the concession price chats going on our River Region Straw chat line. $10 for a Bud Light, no thanks. And that's on the cheap end. Because I looked at the prices of every NFL team. I mean, some teams are charging $20 for a beer.
Yeah. Big shout out to my guy, Plainsman Preston. Love that guy. Came to see us one time over at the Montgomery Regional Airport. Love his subscription. Love his constant support of the program. 45 chats today from Plainsman Preston.
Good job.
45. That is 22 and a half per hour. He is an active listener. We love that. An active viewer. Yep. Well,
4 hot dogs, 4 waters, $35. How much profit do you think is in that?
I wonder about the water, purified water. Somebody, it's just water, right?
I guess.
$6 for a water. It's just water. I do wonder about that. Well, let's get to it. It's our Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel presented by Victoryland 777 Casinos, exit 22 off I-85 in Shorter, Alabama, where you can be a winner too. Gurn has researched all these painstakingly and presents these with great pride. We have got 6 of them today.
Oh, look at that. Aqua, first out of the bag.
Now, make sure you pronounce this right. It's not Young Ho. His name is Yong Wei. Yong Wei Koo. I remember him because he kicked at Georgia Southern. He's the Falcons kicker, and he missed one at the end of the game that would have tied the Bucks.
Tough job. It's a tough life, Barry. You're sitting over there the whole game. They expect you to go out there, trot out, kick the winner. That's tough.
Yeah, he said, the head coach, Raheem Morris, says the team has to change its approach in certain situations because of Koo's unreliability out there. He's it's that's the life of a kicker in the NFL. I mean, you're only as good as your last kick, for goodness sake.
Yeah,
I'm
you're right.
for him though. I like
$35 for a drink at the Orion Amphitheater. Man, Theotis, man, what are you drinking? $45. Jeez.
All right,
man. Okay, what's up next? Spin away.
Let's go.
Panel. Love that aqua panel. It's back up. Look at that. Got another aqua panel.
I think it'll be there.
No black panel today, I see. We went without the black panel.
Poor management.
Whoa,
something that John used to always put on his review back in the old days.
I mean, I couldn't get it out of my mouth quick enough, I was going to say. Exactly what I was thinking there.
Peyton Manning rips the Bears for burning the 2-minute warning. Again, the Bears had the lead. Scored a touchdown, 2 minutes and 2 in the fourth quarter. Vikings lead 27-24. You either go back to the top and scoot up just a little bit. You can either onside kick the ball out of bounds so no time runs off on the kickoff, and that, then you got a timeout for the 2-minute warning or the 2-minute timeout. Instead, Bears kicker kicked it deep, hoping for a touchback, but the Vikings ran it out, taking more than 2 seconds off the clock.
Peyton can be kind of critical. Yeah. He's not going to hold anything back on the Manning cast.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that there again.
I'll take your word. I've never watched it.
Eli's talking more, which I think he needed to, but I don't know. Last night, it looked like he might have
had too many.
I don't know. Just I don't want to point any fingers.
No.
No. Let's go back. Again. 4 more to go. It's the Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel presented by Victoryland, exit 22 off I-85, Shorter, Alabama. Open 24/7, 365.
Crazy return.
All right.
This is probably like Division 3. No, okay. Yeah, I thought it was like a
Oh.
kickoff return. Yeah, that guy, I think he spent like 100 hours in a Bills uniform. He got signed on Thursday, Matt Prater. The regular kicker, Tyler Bass, who, like Younghoe Koo, is a graduate of Georgia Southern University, kicks the winner. There's no way the Bills should have won that game. They were down 14 in the fourth quarter, 32-yard field goal.
The guy's
41. I mean,
okay.
NFL record for most 50-yard field goals. He's been money, but he's old, right? That's Prater right there. He's the oldest guy on the field. Anyway, so
they're hugging.
He's been there since
Thursday.
Thursday. Now all of a sudden he's the hero for the Bills.
Yeah, they're hugging you one day, and the next day they're helping you pack your bags.
That's exactly right.
Life of a kicker it's a tough one. You got to be ready to be moving.
Yeah.
I'll take it though, but they're paying some of these kickers. They can move me around.
That's right. No kidding. Back at it.
Let's go for it. 3 more panels to go here on the Victoryland 777 topic wheel. Spinning away, yellow, red, and blue. What do we got now?
Was it worth it? In the words of Stewie, totally worth it. Yeah, Mississippi State. They stormed the field against Arizona State, who was a college
12 team
playoff guy. Mississippi State gets this touchdown. Look, there ain't that many people there anyway. The students are going crazy and all that. So they win the game. Mississippi State wins the game. Big win over Arizona. Again, Arizona was the champion of the Big 12 last year. Mississippi State down at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. And it's a $500,000 fine for violating the league's revised access to competition area policy. It was a non-conference game. The fine will be paid to the SEC's postgraduate scholarship fund.
This is a program that has to go on the road to play UAB, South Alabama, Troy, Southern Miss
open.
And they can't afford $500,000
money, people.
And
the athletic director was probably right. No, stop, wait. I mean, it ain't even a conference game, John. It ain't even something that helps them.
You heard it here long ago. Somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to get cold cocked, blindsided, something like that. And it'll, a little bit, it's just what makes college football great. No, it's what makes college football look stupid.
Yes. Yeah. College football is not great because you rip the goalpost up and storm the field. Sometimes it's good, but Arizona State?
Yeah.
No, Mississippi State, you win the conference or something. Storm the field. You win the home college football playoff game. You storm the field. Not Arizona State in week 2.
It's kind of like, I don't know, chucking toilet paper into a tree by winning some non-conference Power 5 game on the road.
Knew it. I mean, we have not had that kind of a reference all game long. They're not counting, whether they got sellouts or not, or whether Auburn really leads the nation in sacks. There was not enough ob-gigging today until right at the very end. John's
did they roll
that quota in
after that big win against Ball State?
Did not. They did. Yes, they did. They didn't rush the field.
They did. Yeah.
Let's go back to the
Let's do it. 2 more to go. Spinaroo got red and blue left on the topic wheel.
Bumps and bruises or rejected. Bumped and bruised. Okay.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
Oh, yeah. Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy is hurt. Of course, George Kittle, he's hamstring, a couple of weeks. He's got a shoulder injury and a toe injury. The toe is worse than the shoulder.
Guess where they play this week? Brock Purdy.
Where do they play?
Saints.
Oh, okay. Jawan Jennings, shoulder injury, maybe back. Yeah, they got hurt. They got banged up pretty good. And Purdy, man, they got to have him. The toe injury. Write that down, Gurn. Mark that down, because when we get Phoenix Physical Therapy tomorrow, we're thinking, the toe?
Sergeant Holka. The big toe.
Okay.
The big toe. Yeah, that's a tough one. All right, one more to go here on the Victoryland 777 topic wheel. It is rejected. Whew, yeah, boy. Been down this road before.
Rejected.
Yeah.
Yes.
Been down this road before. Who got rejected here?
When are we going to go FM? Yes. Ben Simmons, former number 1 draft pick.
Yeah, you're out.
The fact that he doesn't play hard, plays terrible defense, and can't shoot to save his life, I don't know why. I mean, he was out of LSU, played 1 year. He's from Australia.
Yep.
I don't know why they ever drafted him so high, because he dogs it on the floor. He lollygags around the court.
Doesn't turn it up till the playoffs, I'm told.
Yeah, he can't shoot. And his agent dropped him.
Oh, now how bad is that?
His agent said, man, you ain't making me any money. I can't sell you to any team. Get out of here.
Man, that's pretty bad.
When
your agent has to do that to you. I bear you mentioned it. Yeah, tomorrow, Robert Kahn, Phoenix Physical Therapy, will join us at the top of hour number 2. CJ Duncan, YellowHammerNews.com will join us. Also, the Moneyline Magician, Josh Harris, will join us tomorrow as well. Yep. Hopefully he's feeling a little bit better about himself and his team since they got a 73-0 victory, the most points scored since 1951, I read yesterday. I got to find out who they scored that against. Swanee or somebody, who knows?
Easy now. We're big Swanee fans on this program.
Yeah.
Well, that's our program. Thanks very much to Travis Ryer on YouTube, Brian Matthews, AuburnSports.com. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.